Today I would like to tell you the experience of giving birth in Russia. Natural, hardcore birth. It all started on the 30th of September. I don't remember the day, I just remember that I was sitting doing some computer work, maybe editing some videos for my family or stuff like that. And at about 10 p.m. I started feeling cramps in my lower back, and I was thinking, well, maybe it's those not true contractions, Braxton Hicks. I cannot pronounce that. Anyway, I thought that they were not real, so I just lay down, waited for them to go away as they usually do after half an hour. But by 11 p.m. they were still going on. It was like 10 minutes before each of them. And I started thinking that maybe this is the day when I'll give birth. And me and my husband, we went to bed, we brushed our teeth, had a shower, then went to the internet to search for some symptoms of labor, early signs of labor, and watched some bloggers talking about it. By 12 p.m. we fell asleep. At maybe 12:30, so it was already the 1st of October, I woke up because it was really painful and I couldn't sleep anymore. I went to the living room, lay down on this couch and was laying down for maybe another 30 minutes. Then I fell asleep again, and at 3 p.m. I couldn't bear it anymore. So they were not so horrible, they were bearable, but not as they were before, like in September. I quietly got up, got dressed. So my husband and my mother were still sleeping in their beds. I got dressed, had another shower, shaved, washed my hair, because I don't know what's gonna happen in the Russian hospital. And then went to wake up my husband. I shook him, said, "Zhenya, I think I'm giving birth." And he's like, "What? Okay." He was calm about it, but I was calmer than him, if you can imagine that. Then I went to wake up my mom. My mom was panicking a bit. That didn't help me. She was like, "Okay, we need to get everything packed. Did you bring the documents? Did you pack the bags?" And I was like, "Chill out. I have everything done. I'm cool. You guys also be cool." Then we called the ambulance. The ambulance came, and this is where the Russian crappy lifestyle begins. Anyway, the ambulance was an old van type of car. It was cold, so my husband went in his own car. I wanted to go in the ambulance just in case, because this is my first time giving birth. And we went downstairs. We opened the door to the ambulance ourselves, so no one helped us. I got in the car myself into this crooked chair, so I didn't even get to lay down or sit in a comfortable chair. It was just like a old chair in an old cold car. They turned on the heating just then. I don't know, why didn't they turn it on beforehand? That'll always be a mystery to me. And then we set off. The ambulance went to the hospital, the one we decided to give birth at, the most famous hospital in Irkutsk in Siberia, basically. And only by the end of the journey did the ambulance car got any warmer. When we got to the hospital, someone opened the door. No one gave me a hand or anything, so I just got out of the high car myself. Okay, this is typical Russia, I thought. Nothing special. Hopefully the hospital will be better. Went inside, went to the registry, signed in. They said, okay, go get yourself checked if you're actually in labor or not. Then we can fill up some papers if you are in labor. I went into this hall, waited for about half an hour for the doctor to come and see me. And by this time it was about 4:40, maybe 5 o'clock, I don't know, a.m. I'm talking about, the morning. And then the doctor finally came, and she was this kind of really pissed off lady. She said, "Why are you smiling? Get on the chair." I'm like, "I don't know what to do. It's the first time I'm giving birth. Please be nice to me." She said, "I'll act the way I want." And by then I was already kind of sad that this experience didn't start the way I wanted it to be, like in the European vlogs which I watch. Anyway, she checked my opening. She said I'm 2 centimeters diluted. I'm like, okay, only 2, okay. When I went back to the registry, filled up tons of paper. It took me about half an hour to fill them all up. And then I asked the lady at the registry about an epidural. I said, I really want an epidural. I'm ready to pay for it. I don't care how much. She said, okay, don't worry. When you go into your room, you will have a special doctor come and see you. And after you're 4 centimeters diluted, you can get your epidural. I was like, okay, 4 centimeters. Now I'm 2, so maybe in an hour or 2 I will get my epidural and this pain will go away. I asked if my husband can be with me while I give birth. She said, of course, just like go get changed into your hospital night down, and then you can call your husband and he'll go with you into the birth room or whatever it's called. I called Tanya. He said that he's going to drive my mom back home and then come back to the hospital and join me. I'm like, okay. So I went with the lady from the registry up to the room. And this is when I thought that everything was getting better. There was this really clean big room. There was this bouncy ball there, a separate toilet, separate shower, this bed like in the, I don't know, like in the European vlogs. I was happy about that because this is how I wanted to give birth, basically, with those buttons, remote control, which makes you go up and down, and that made me happy. Of course, the pains were like repeating themselves every maybe 2 to 3 minutes. I was having a contraction. They were about 40 seconds long. I was counting them on my phone. So I had this kind of application which I kept on pressing, like contraction start, contraction finish. While I was waiting for my husband, another doctor came. He put on some special thing on my belly to hear the baby's heartbeat. I was laying there for about maybe 40 minutes. Then my husband came, joined me. Of course, he asked me how I was. He sat there. I still had the baby monitor on me. They measured the baby's heart for 1 hour while I was having the contractions, but they were bearable. Compared to the future of the story, those contractions were so bearable, so easy. That I know now, but at the moment I thought that, oh, this is kind of crappy. Anyway, of course I wanted to go to the toilet a lot, and for the next 2 hours everything was good. We just laughed and talked with my husband, posted to Instagram, I don't know, called mothers, his mom, my mom. Everything was great. Then the doctor came and I said, when can I get my epidural? She said, let me check you, how you're opening up. Let's see if your water broke or not. I don't remember my water breaking. Anyway, I got on the chair, opened my legs. She looked there and said, oh, your water's not broken yet. We have 2 options. We can either break your water, so I will poke it, or you can naturally just lay here. Of course I was in pain, bearable pain at that moment, but I said, yeah, go ahead, break it. The sooner I give birth, the sooner this pain will end. My other camera just died, so we'll have to continue using this small one. The quality is not so good, but let's just make do what we do have. So where did I finish? Oh yeah, so she got this kind of tool, she poked me and my water broke. It didn't hurt because I actually didn't feel anything except for this kind of sound, that's it. And then the warm gust of water coming out of my lower area. And she said, oh, your water looks a bit greeny. I'm like, okay, why is it green? She said, there's 2 factors, either you've been sick with the flu beforehand or you're smoking. I'm like, okay, it's the flu. That didn't affect anything. Anyway, that's just me going off to some different topic. So after that, she warned me that the contractions are gonna get faster and for a longer period and more painful. At that moment, I said, can I please have my epidural? She said, let me check how wide you are. She checked me and she said, you're 4 centimeters diluted. I'm like, great! They told me at the registry that I can get my epidural when I'm 4 centimeters. And she said, oh, sorry, you cannot get the epidural. I'm like, why? And this is the, really bad part. She said, if you are 4 centimeters diluted. It's already too late for you to get your epidural. I said, but they told me. She said, I don't know what they said. I am the doctor. Oh my god. But that means you gave me the misleading information. I was waiting for this, for these 4 centimeters. We had this kind of argument. My husband also joined this argument. In the end, she just said, no, you're not getting an epidural in this hospital. All we can give you is some kind of happy gas later when you're like in an hour. I'm like, okay. I was in a lot of pain by this moment. If I was not in such pain, I would argue even more, because come on, I was hoping to give birth with epidural. I'm still in great shock over that. I hate the hospital for not giving me the freaking epidural, guys. If you ever give birth, please have the epidural. Oh, if you like pain, then yeah, sure, go on, give a natural birth like I did. Anyway, they connected the baby monitors again to check the baby's heart after they broke my water. For 1 hour I had to be like laying down. The contractions got worse. They were now maybe 1 minute long, and by the 1 hour when it finished, my contractions were so painful that I basically started whining. I started just rocking myself. I started walking. This was so unbearable. They finally gave me the mask, so I lay down. It was 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. I don't remember. My husband was near me all the time, trying to talk me out of this phase. They gave me the mask, and this is when the fun part started. Beforehand, like when I was maybe 18, I tried some kind of drugs, and the mask gave me the same effect. I was so shocked. I was like, oh my god, am I sniffing drugs again? Yeah. This really surprised me. This made me talk some weird things. I was saying to my husband that I'm a fly and you're a fly and we're all flies. I was saying something about animals. I don't remember anything. My husband told me this. I really don't. But actually I dozed off. I fell asleep for 2.5 hours. Did feel the pain of every contraction, but of course it was so dimmed down by this drug type of mask. After 2.5 hours gone past, the mask stopped working. It was still pumping the air. It's called N2O or something. It still continued pumping the air, but the effect was wearing off. And I was in so much pain. I kept on doing this with my hands. I was begging my husband to get me an epidural. He kept on running back and forth to the registry. He kept on talking to the doctors. They all gave him the same no type of answer. So yeah, I was lying there in pain. Just the thought of this pain makes me cringe, because it has been only 7 weeks since I gave birth. Yeah, my baby's 7 weeks old now. And maybe in 1 more hour I bit the mask and it stopped working completely. And when the doctor came to check me again, she did not believe me that it was not working anymore. She said, just looking into my eyes, she said, you are still under the effect. You don't know what you're saying. And I know what I was saying. I was in freaking pain and the mask was not working. At this moment I was screaming at her, give me the painkillers, give me anything. For those who never gave birth, you won't understand me, but for those who at least once had the natural birth cycle, you will understand that by the end of it, when you're already 6 or 7 centimeters open, and yeah, I was 6 or 7 centimeters open by this time, the pain is so hard that you just want to jump out the window. And that's what I wanted to do, but I had baby monitors connected to me because I was having this mask and I couldn't get up. My husband was holding me still. He didn't let me get up, and I was screaming at him, don't touch me, let me go, I want to go talk to them, give me an epidural, give me some painkillers. When I was 8 centimeters open, I literally thought that I was dying. So I only had rest for 20 seconds, and then the 2-minute pain started again. It was so unbearable, like you're being ripped apart. And by this moment I was screaming, just get him out, cut my belly, do a cesarean, do whatever, I don't care, give me something in my blood. They said, no, it's okay, you're doing really good, just chill out, everything's gonna be good, you're a good mom, you're gonna be a good mom. Thank you. And that's what I wanted to hear, of course. I don't know how long this pain continued. At that moment it felt as time has stopped, just pain. My life turned into pain. Dying, I was dying. Well, in my head, of course I was not dying, I was just giving birth, but it felt like I was dying a painful death. And finally they said, okay, prepare the chair, she can start to push. I was 9 centimeters dilated and they thought it was okay. So I got the chair up, got my legs up, they used the remote to make me sit up, and this is when the pushing started. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about the pushing, let's not talk about the pushing. It's like, you're going... Okay, I'm not gonna say this. Those who had this experience, you'll understand, but it's hell. It's hell, man, it's hell. After 1 more hour of pushing and screaming and breathing, and my husband counting the contractions for me, the lady saying, breathe, chill out, I gave birth to my son. So he was 3.3 kilograms and 51 centimeters long. They took him out, they put him on a table near me. At that moment I didn't care for anything, and maybe I'll insert some footage here. Then she popped out the placenta. Of course they did not encapsulate it for me, because no one knows about this in Russia, even though I wanted to get my placenta encapsulated and eat it. The pain still continued after that. I don't remember that part so well, because I was just feeling really bad. Of course, no painkillers. No. Why would you give a mother in pain some painkillers? No. My husband was with me for 2 hours after that. They cleaned the baby, they gave the baby to me, told me how to breastfeed. I was half conscious. I only remember this because I have a video of this. And then the 2 hours just gone past. They were pressing my stomach, like pushing it really roughly to get all the blood and stuff out of me. That was painful. Then she put her hand up me, did some kind of things. I don't remember, guys. It was not nice, but compared to giving birth, it was bearable. After the 2 hours has gone by, a cleaning lady came to the room. With no warning, she started gathering my things, which were laying like roundabout, and just said to my husband, okay, you have to go now, we're taking her to her room where she's gonna live. And my husband of course said, will you take the baby away from her so she can have some rest, like some sleep, because I didn't sleep for 2 days beforehand. Okay, I'll talk to someone, they'll take the baby away so she can have her rest for at least a night. They made me stand up after 2 hours after giving birth. They made me stand up, lie down on this bed with wheels. I got into it. My husband kissed me goodbye. Both of us were shocked because this was just like a 2-minute conversation, no preparation, no nothing. He went off home to his family, and they took me to the room where I was meant to live in for the next 3 days, supposedly. Oh, by the way, I did not have any rips, so no stitches. Everything was good in that way. After I gave birth, everyone said, oh, well done, you did a good job, give yourself like a round of applause. I was like, oh, at least that's good that I didn't get any stitches done. No rips. They took me to this room. They made me stand up once again. I lay down in my bed. Blood coming out from everywhere. My bed instantly was soaked with blood. I felt like I was like, I don't know, beaten up. Just like, again, if people kicked me in the stomach, in the lower area, in my head, everywhere. Everything was aching. I wanted to pee, and when I finally did, after 2 hours, it was burning. Imagine pouring lava onto your bits. That's how it feels, going to the toilet the first time. I was not alone in my room. I had a neighbor, a lady who was 31 maybe. She had her second baby. She was really nice actually. We became friends during this stay. So it's not a family type of room. You have to share it with strangers. That I also didn't like. I wanted my husband and mom to come and help me take care of baby. Of course they did not take him away for the night, nor did they do it the following days. From the moment that I gave birth, I had to take care of him myself. Imagine, I'm 22, it's my first child, I'm in pain, no epidural, no husband, no mom nearby, and no experience, and they just said, we'll wash him for you, and that's it. Good luck in the mother's world. And the next 3 days were hell. Pains everywhere, no support from the doctors. The doctors were all ill-faced, they were all kind of angry for no reason. When the breakfast, lunch, dinner came, the mothers had to get up themselves. On this second day, when I finally managed to take a shower, because beforehand I couldn't stand for so long, I was crying in the shower. I felt raped just by a ton of people. Blood pouring down, this dirt, sweat from the previous night. I was crying there, wiping myself and thinking I will never gonna do this again. Now I think that I will have another child, but 100% I will pay for my birth. So I will have the top service. I will never give birth in a Russian hospital for free again. Never, 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 never. It's horrible. There's a part 2 to the story about how the staff treated me when I decided to go home on the 3rd day instead of the 4th day. I hope you liked hearing me out. I certainly feel good that I managed to talk about this. And in my next video like this, I'll tell you what happened next, how I spent the 3 days there and how I was welcomed at home. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video. Bye bye.